Hey, Andy here, and this week we're looking at some really cool upcoming games, newly released updates for a few older games, and also do not install this on your computer if you use Oculus Link. Let's go! My absolute favorite VR table tennis game is finally getting a much needed user interface overhaul. 11 Table Tennis has always excelled in gameplay realism, but honestly, as much as I love the game, the menus kind of look like placeholders. Well, we're finally going to see a completely redesigned UI with new icons, pictures, fonts, and just overall polish. The new design was released by the developers as a sneak peek and should hopefully arrive soon. I absolutely love Rocket League, and while there are some options to play similar concepts in VR, driving, flying, and flipping a car all over a field at high speed is a recipe for a motion sickness disaster. But what if there was something similar but even weirder than playing soccer with cars? Well, indie developer MaxYZL recently showed a prototype of a game he's working on, and it's basically Rocket League, but instead of driving a car, you wield a bow and arrow that you'll use to hit the ball with and score goals. It's still a very early prototype, but it sounds super fun and I'd definitely be up for trying it. Last week I told you that Blade and Sorcery might be making its way to Quest, and it was great news because we don't have that many good physics simulation fighting games on the platform. And while Blade and Sorcery hasn't yet been confirmed, the very similar title Swordsman VR is definitely coming and will be released on App Lab in early 2022. The developers also mentioned that we can expect similar levels of graphics quality as the existing PC versions of the game, which aren't really HD graphics central for VR games, but it's still good to hear that the title shouldn't take too much of a visual hit. Most likely the best stealth action game to this day since it first launched in 2019, Espire 1 got a new update on Quest and Quest 2 just a few days ago, which adds both some new content as well as a few quality of life changes. The update has added Oculus challenges support that allow players to compete for high scores in online leaderboards, as well as a brand new map called Kuber PD with 3 new challenges associated: elimination, hostage rescue, and sneaking. The devs have also updated the main menu design and other small UI changes, coupled with a few bug fixes on certain older maps. So if you were looking for an excuse to buy or go back to Espire 1, you're welcome. Roguelite FPS Outlier is coming to Quest next year with a full release on the Oculus Store. While the premise isn't necessarily anything groundbreaking, as you'll be fighting hostile creatures on an alien planet, what makes it really interesting is that you'll have weapons in one hand and superpowers in the other. Wait, a machine gun in one hand and a fireball or other abilities in the other? Sign me up! Outlier is coming to Quest in 2022 and should see an early access release for the PC version later this year. Have you ever wanted to be a 13th century knight, or is it just me? Either way, next year you'll be able to do exactly that, as well as have your own horse and ride your way to victory in upcoming medieval title Jousting VR, which is exactly what it sounds like. The developers promise physics-based gameplay, customizable characters, upgradable gear, and of course multiplayer with friends in a PvP mode, as well as a single-player mode against the AI. It's a really interesting concept, quite different than a lot of the VR games we usually see, and I look forward to trying it when it comes out in Q2 of 2022 for Quest, Rift, and Vive. Horizon, Facebook's own social VR platform, announced initially in late 2019, is shifting its focus towards creators. The company has removed their branding from the Horizon platform, now simply calling it Horizon Worlds, and is offering a $10 million fund to encourage creators to build within the game engine. At first, it supported Unity development as well, but they're letting go of it in favor of the in-game building tools. Horizon is still in a closed beta, which I've applied for a long time ago and never heard anything back, but supposedly Facebook plans to let more people in by the end of 2021. And while there's still no word on when we can expect a full public release, I have my suspicions that we'll hear more during Facebook Connect 2021 on October 28th, since the main headline of the event is Infinite Horizons. So make sure to be subscribed because I'll be live streaming the entire event right here on the channel. If you use either Oculus Link or AirLink, do not install Windows 11 on your PC or laptop. At least not yet. While the OS has been praised for its performance and interface for daily use compared to Windows 10, when it comes to VR, things aren't looking so good right now. David Heaney from Upload VR has warned users to hold off on Microsoft's newest operating system after installing it himself and almost instantly regretting it. Performance across wired and wireless link has been horrible for David, with constant visual stutters that, as you may know, can cause major motion sickness issues in VR. After digging deeper, he discovered that the issues were caused by the Oculus Compositor, which is the part of the Oculus debug tool that applies the required warping to the image, overlays the UI, and ensures the frames are sent to your graphics card at the right time. In my experience, this sounds like it might be caused by badly optimized code on Oculus's side, which hasn't been adapted yet to the new OS. But at this point, there's no way to know if Microsoft or Oculus are to blame, so it's just safer to wait. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon, okay? Cheers, guys!